Hey guys, in this video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the Pacific Cutlery Co. Model 68. For those of you who don't know, Pacific Cutlery Co. is Benchmade, but before they were called Benchmade. And the Model 68 was one of their first ever production model Balisongs. I managed to pick up this Model 68 from Mo Balisong on Instagram. He also has a YouTube page. Be sure to link his socials in the description. He has an amazing collection of old Balisongs, and I was really excited to get this for a solid price. Here's a closer look at that old school Balisong logo. Benchmade still utilizes this old school Balisong butterfly logo on their newer production Balisongs, which I think is really cool. Then on the back of the blade, you get the US patent number as well as Made in USA, which I think is awesome. Before we dive deeper into the Model 68, let's do a little size comparison up against some other Balisongs in my collection. Here it is up against the Benchmade Model 87. As you can see, the 68, while the 87 is definitely a bigger Balisong, the 68 is definitely on the smaller side of things. And then here it is up against the 51 Morpho. As you can see, the 68 is still smaller than it. Here it is up against the Squid Industry Squiddy, and here it is up against the Nabali's Volt. As you can see, the 68 is a lot smaller than the newer Balisongs on the table, but of course most of these Balisongs on the table were meant for performance and or flipping, in contrast to the old school Balisongs of the 80s, mostly meant for self-defense and EDC. Next, let's throw it up against a ruler. Let's do sharpened blade length first. As you can see, it comes in under 3 inches. It's a little over 2 3/4 of an inch. And then in terms of overall length from tip of the handle to tip of the blade, it comes in under 7.5 inches. And lastly, let's throw it up against a scale, and it comes in at 4.8 ounces, which is equivalent to 135 grams. For those of you who are really into Balisongs, I'm sure you can tell that this is the classic and iconic old school Balisong design from the 80s in terms of the channeled holes into the cast stainless steel handles. It utilizes a T-latch with no latch gate, which means that the latch unfortunately will fold all the way in, but of course these are one of the first ever production Balisongs, so you don't get the quality of life latches. There are no springs, there are no latch gates. It's just a simple T-latch that simply latches and closes the blade. It utilizes tang pins at the back of the blade, and it is a pin construction. It's almost flush within the handles, which is nice. And this being one of the first ever production model Balisongs, there are no special pivot system. It doesn't even run on washers. It's simply the handles and the pins and the blade, and yet it still flips pretty nicely, despite the fact that it has a ton of play and tap. But of course, back then, these weren't meant for performance flipping or anything. These were simply meant for EDC and some self-defense. This Balisong is really old, so it does have a lot of tap and play, but it still flips pretty decently, and especially in contrast to some of my newer Balisongs. It still flips okay. Of course, this isn't my go-to flipper or anything. This is definitely more of a collector's item and a piece of Balisong history, but it's definitely still cool to flip it around. It's definitely on the heavier side given the fact that it's cast steel handles. And the blade shape is kind of in a clip point blade shape. This was before Benchmade made the Weehawk blade, and the steel is simply stainless steel. I don't think it's even considered 440C. That's what they utilize in their older models before they switched to D2 or 154CM. So it's definitely a cheaper stainless steel. So you can really tell this is an old school model. Nothing much else to say about the Model 68 other than the fact that I'm really happy to add an OG Benchmade Balisong in my collection. You got that classic design, you got that T-latch, and then of course that awesome Balisong logo on the blade. And it's cool to put it up against the newer Benchmade Balisongs. It's a piece of history, and it's cool to see how far Benchmade and the entire Balisong community and designers have come. So what do you guys think of the Model 68? I'd definitely like to know down in the comments. So that's going to do it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Follow me on my socials. Consider leaving a super thanks in the tip jar below if you really loved the review, and thanks for watching.